All right, here we are, guys. We are here at our second webinar with Harmony 311 S5. And today I have Renee and I are here today. We have three members of our group who are out today, doing various activities, and as well as the Easter holiday coming up here.
Yep.
So family and everything. But this is week number 2, and I'm excited to talk about the subject, which is, why would someone want to start an online business? So with that, I'll turn it over to Renee.
Sure. Oh, wait. Hold on. Before we do, we have
Yeah.
someone trying to get onto the webinar. Hold on a second.
We'll give them a
Why
moment.
don't you talk for a little bit and I'll give him the link to get to the webinar. Sorry about that, Christian. Let me just give him the webinar info.
Not a problem. So in case you guys haven't heard, we are doing these webinars once a week, and we're going to keep them to about 45 minutes. But we do have an agenda every week on topics that we want to cover. I'm pretty excited about that. Dahl has put that list together, and I think, do you know the next subject, Renee?
I don't know if she was on, she would tell us, but I don't remember. She gave us the list, but honestly, I couldn't remember today. I was doing my Facebook Live and I asked her.
That's cool.
What today was. I didn't think to talk about next week, so.
All right.
Hopefully Toby's going to be joining us soon. He was the person that was asking about it, so I just gave him the link, so.
All right, another good guy.
Yeah, another great guy. So we got a good group here.
That's what I like. We're attracting a lot of
we are
great people,
We are.
Yeah.
All right, so I will take over. Hopefully Toby joins us. So really what we wanted to talk about is why people would want to start an online business. Oh, hey, Toby is here. Welcome.
Hey,
Great to have you. We haven't really started yet, so
okay.
Thank you. And we understand it's Saturday before Easter. We know that people probably have lots of things to do today, so we appreciate you being on.
Thanks for letting me.
We're still thinking that Doll is sleeping because it's 6 a.m. her time. But anyways, what we wanted to talk and share about is why people would start an online business. And what we decided we could do is we could each share a little bit about why we started our online business, and leave it to have anyone who wanted to join us today talk about why they're starting their own business.
Okay.
So I'll start with myself since I'm kind of talking right now, but the reason why I started an online business actually stems from before I actually started an online business. I started a home-based business, well, on and off back like 18 years ago. I was working full-time, but as many other, moms and dads want to do, they want to spend more time with their kids and kind of be their own boss and do things, live their life the way they want to, but still earn an income. And, I did various things and just really didn't have much success. Either I didn't know what I was doing, or the company went under, or just a number of things went on. And I didn't really find anything that I had much success in until about 7 years ago. I did have a successful business offline. And it was because I had good mentorship. I had a good story. I had, a testimonial to go along with that. But in the back of my mind, I still wanted to do something online. I saw where the industry was heading as far as like MLM and network marketing. And I just saw that there was a need to do more online. And I felt in this particular business that I had, and I was strictly a one-trick pony then. Now I'm a proponent for multiple streams of income, but at that time that concept to me was foreign. I'd never heard of that before. But I saw things moving toward the internet, so I pretty much followed people before I even joined anything. I watched people who were on the internet and said, I think I could do this. I'm seeing some success. I'm seeing some things that they're doing. I'm going to try that. Now, again, I was still very clueless. I knew nothing about, multiple streams of income. I knew nothing about how to actually, do autoresponders and email marketing and that kind of thing. But it took a lot of me following people and having mentors of my own, and then just kind of progressing in my skills. But in that process, I saw a huge need for other people like me who were clueless and just are trying to figure out, number one, what they want to do online, because most people new to this have no clue what they want to build an online business, but they have no idea like what to do or where to go. And sometimes they flounder all over the place, which is, even though I had people to follow, I still like floundered all over the place, not knowing what to do. But eventually I connected with people who actually knew what to do, found a lot of other different mentors, and learned some things along the way. And in that process, I was actually part of similar webinars to this in the past, where people would just talk about strategy, talk about their journey, talk about tips that they, the things that they've learned. Okay. And that's really what we're doing here. We're basically sharing, what's working for us now. Like most of us, well, some of us, not all on this webinar today, but most of us who actually started this particular Harmony, we all work, most of us full-time, I work part-time. So we're sharing, tips on, what we could do while we're working full-time or part-time and building a business. The nice thing about online marketing is that you can do this if you learn how to automate, okay? Learn how to find a system that works for you, things that go together. You can actually live your life, even if you don't have a job and you have other commitments, you can actually make it work for you just by following a system, a plan. But if you don't know what you're doing, you need to follow people who do. And once you find that, once you find your niche, once you find the system that works for you, once you find affiliate programs that actually work for you, it's just a matter of putting it together and making it work. Now, understanding that there's a process to all of this and everyone has their own learning curve. Mine is incredibly long, but it's okay. It's just part of the whole journey. But once you actually find the pieces that make sense to you and you do have it automated, it does work very well. And you actually start getting people who follow you and people who are starting to learn from you. And that's the joy of it. And that's what keeps you going and keeps you moving forward. And as Christian alluded to earlier, that's what attracts others to you, because they're following you. They see, what you're doing. And you don't have to be making tons of money. You just have to be consistent. You just have to be following something. And what brings me to why others want to start that is they're watching people's stories. They're watching the progression of people. And that's literally what happened to me. I started, online 3 years ago. Just a few days ago was my 3-year anniversary of being online. And basically the people that follow me, I mean, Jerry, you happen to be one of them. You followed some of my progress, my progression. And you just, it's just a matter of connecting with people. And you see, people who are average or like you, and you can relate to them. So that attracts others who see that, and they see that in themselves and say, oh, you know what, they're doing it, so I can do it. So there's lots of different reasons why, but that's pretty much my journey, is that, I started offline, started with a one company business. And then as I learned more about the online marketing industry, learned more about putting different streams of income that go together and making that work. So with that, I want to bring up Christian as our next member to share a little bit about your journey and what brought you into online marketing and where you are now and where you're going.
All right, thanks, Renee, and welcome, Carl. I see you jumped on there. it's nice to have people jump on board here because, I mean, what we're doing today to emphasize what Renee was talking about too is this webinar is not about splattering a link at the end of the webinar to have you join any of our programs. All of us are doing different programs, so just know that you're safe here. All right, so happy to have everyone on board. But you know, there's no doubt that when people do webinars, it is for a specific reason, which is not only to help educate people, tell them about programs, but you know, we're going to give you some kind of offer in the end, usually, you know. But what we've done here in Harmony, okay, we've structured this a little bit differently. Anybody can jump on board. So getting back to what the purpose of this particular webinar is, you know, why start an online business, right? So one of the things that attracts me to having an online business is that I'm a computer programmer and I like doing things online. I like coding, and so I do a little more extra in my business, and an online business falls right in line with being a programmer. So if you haven't learned what a sales funnel is, what a capture page is, you know, those things are used when you send off your offers to your cold prospects, okay? They need to go somewhere. You need to send them somewhere to show them your presentation. So I enjoy doing that part of it. The whole process of doing an online business attracts me to it because I'm a computer programmer. It's what I enjoy. Stick me in a store punching some keys on a cash board, I'd be bored to death, you know. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing an online business. But to get a little deeper into the heart of the matter, you know, my why is that I am a contractor. I've been a contractor for going on 7 years now, and I've been a contractor on and off probably over the last, you know, 25 plus years of computer programming. Majority of that has been as a contractor. And as a contractor, you can be let go at any time. And it may not have anything to do with you. It's just that's why companies hire contractors, is because their needs change, their goals change. And when you don't have a permanent employee, okay, it's real easy just to pick up the phone and say, okay, we're done with them, the contract's over. You know, so because of that, my financial stability is not so good, you know. And combine that with, you know, everyone knows how the dollar is going, buys a lot less. It's so funny, today I was watching Abbott and Costello, okay? I know it's old, 47, 55. I was watching Abbott and Costello on TV, and they were talking. I loved it, all the stuff that they do, and the phones, you know, it's like no mobile phones or anything, and you want to make a phone call, you have to actually be at the phone. And one of the things that hit me was the they talked about making a wage, because Abbott was smacking Costello because he was laying on the couch and saying, "Why aren't you out looking for a job? You know, I got a job for $1.15 an hour. What are you doing?" I'm like, $1.15 an hour, you know. So the dollar is definitely, you know, it doesn't buy as much today. You make more money, it doesn't buy as much. So how do you fix that? You can't control the economy as an individual. We can't control the economy. Government can't control the economy. Nothing. Nobody can control the economy. It's a system. Okay, it's going to do what it's going to do. Government can try to do things, but in the end, it's just going to do what it's going to do. The masses are going to drive it. Okay, but so the only way to solve that is to make more money. Really, make more money, because I can only work so many hours. So that's another reason why I wanted to do a business, and in particular online. Now, I'll wrap this up shortly, but about 25, 30 years ago, I've always wanted to do some kind of home-based business, but I never had the income to not do a job. So I've always had to do a job and work a business at the same time. And it's challenging. It is. In my younger years, I'm 50 plus now, you know. So I don't have as much energy as I used to, but working a job all day long, you know, and then taking care of business on top of that is challenging. And of course, I'm married. I've got a cat, dog. 3 mortgages, and it's a lot of work, but it's worth it in the end. I figure that another year of good effort in what I'm doing now, and I'll be able to start withdrawing an actual income out of the business. Doesn't matter what the numbers are, but I have a number that I'm shooting for to start withdrawing from my business. So these are a couple of reasons why I'm doing it. And hopefully by telling my story, doing the videos daily and sending them out to my list and throwing them on my Facebook wall and in Facebook groups, people will find me and they'll see that I'm a real person, that I'm showing you my journey. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating, okay, because I'm showing you exactly what's going on and what it takes to build a business. It takes work, okay. Guys, you're out there and you're looking at this stuff and it's all exaggerated. Make $100,000 in less than a year sitting on the couch, flipping through videos. Okay, sounds good. Let me sign up. No, that's not how it works. So it takes effort. So that's some of the reason why I'm doing it. So with that, I'd like to turn Renee back on. Hey, Renee.
Sure. That's fine. You brought up a few good points about, having a job and having to do this and making sure that you are sharing your journey, because you want to be real. When people see real results, that's what draws others to wanting to do this as well. So I do want to bring up Jerry next, because Jerry is not working. And I'd like to, I know a little bit more about Jerry's story, but not everyone else does. But Jerry, can you share with us what really drew you to wanting to do some things online?
Well, actually, I've been kind of an entrepreneur for, ever since my high school days, delivering newspapers when I was 3 of my high school years. And then my senior year in high school, I got involved in photography, photographed rock musicians, and I made some pretty good money back there. I photographed the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Sonny and Cher, the Supremes, James Brown, Beach Boys, a lot of the really big famous names here. And, I got to meet a lot of these people personally. Some of them were personal friends. And it was a very rewarding career until Uncle Sam decided they wanted to draft me. So I joined the Air Force, and I got involved in electronics in the Air Force, worked on high-power radar equipment, and then got out and worked on spacecraft hardware at TRW Systems, which is now Northrop Grumman. They were bought out a few years back. But to make a long story short, I've had a career in that for about 40 years, and I'm retired from all of that. I did electrical, mechanical, optical, engineering, design work here, so, as well as I've had this passion for photography for 54 years now. But the job I had with TRW took me to the outback of Australia to live and work there for 16 months. I loved the place. I fell in love with it. The weather's great. It's hot in the summertime, never gets below freezing in the wintertime. People are wonderful. The scenery is amazing. And I've always wanted to go back there to live out the rest of my life. And so I've decided to do internet marketing here to see if I can make that happen here. So it's something I look at every day. I think about it every day. I have friends in this town. It's called Alice Springs. It's in the Northern Territory of Australia. If you put your finger in the dead center of the map of Australia, that's where this is at. It's the real outback. But so I've also have had some health challenges here. So I have been working really, really hard to lose a bunch of weight and go to the gym. I'm on a diet program. I've lost 72 pounds so far. And it's been a lot of hard work. I was at the gym this morning, actually. And next week on Tuesday, I'm having surgery on my left foot here, which is one of the reasons I gained a lot of weight in the first place. So And Renee told me, says, once you get healthy over there, then you'll have the energy to do exactly what you want. So my energy level has increased considerably since I lost the weight. I still have more to lose. But, I'm following Renee's direction over here. And I've been studying how to use Instagram. The major advantage of using Instagram is on Facebook. Maybe 7 or 8% of the people of your friends list over there ever see anything that you post. Whereas you post something on Instagram, everybody who follows you will get to see it. So that's the way it works. So I think I like those odds a little better. So I've actually been studying a program called Instimate and how to use it and how to set up 3 accounts here. That's what I've been up to partially today and last night. And that's where we are right now. I'm going to be recovering for 6 to 8 weeks, they tell me. No weight on my left foot at all for a minimum of 2 weeks. So I'm going to be on crutches and a little knee scooter for a while. But also there's an advantage to that. I'll be able to sit here in front of my computer. I won't have to go to the gym. I won't be going to my weight loss place, which takes time. So I'm going to be ramping up the learning process and turning more of that into action. So that's where I'm at now. So turn it back to either Christian or Renee here.
Well, I'll take over if you don't mind, Christian. Jerry, you brought up other good things too. Like you're sharing a journey of your health, and even though that's not even your business, people are still following you. And the fact that you're going to be having surgery, you are going to be laid up, but you're not going to be lazy about it. You're going to be, still working on, your journey. You're going to still be learning things, through Instagram and Instimate and sharing that. And that's the beauty of it's so general what you could do, but there's so much you could do and gain from being in social media. That's what a lot of people are attracted to as far as doing things online, is there's so much you could do with it. At times it's overwhelming, but if you focus on a certain thing and just run with it, like you're doing Instagram and doing Instimate, you're actually ahead of the game with Instagram than I am. I still have to catch up on some of those trainings and stuff, but it's good that you're using your time wisely. So and good for you. Your health journey you have an amazing story already. That's really good that you're sharing that as well, because that's inspiring to people.
I just had another marketeer watch my video today and said that is an amazing video that you made. So
yep.
I've known her before I got involved with this. And by the way, Christian, I was a contractor for 17 years at the Naval Research Lab in Washington, D.C. on site. I provided technical services to many PhDs over there.
Nice. Very
good.
I was in the Air Force fixing stuff they broke.
I was in the Air Force for 9.5 years.
I was also in the Air Force here, so.
Nice.
Small radar site in the Mojave Desert.
Thank you guys for your service. I can't say that enough. Anyone who's been in the military, any moment I can. So thank you. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to bring up Toby, if you don't mind unmuting yourself. I don't know I'm just getting to know Toby. Toby and I just connected very recently. And it's so great to have you on here. Would you mind sharing what you're doing online and what brought you to online? Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, Renee. And you did a great job on your Facebook Live this morning as well. And I want to say thank you to Christian and Jerry for your military service. My dad was also in the military, Air Force, for 26 years. So I moved around quite a bit, and so definitely appreciate y'all. And I have 2 brothers. And when I was in college, my dad was in the civil service at that point. He had retired from the Air Force, but he sold a lot of insurance on the side, and that's what supplemented the income, because it was a 1-income family with mom worked at home. Inside the home. And so when I was in college, I went ahead and got my insurance license, and I read that was my first introduction into sales, and I tried that. I worked for a company called Aflac as soon as I got out of college, and I believe in insurance, but I wasn't that that type of personality, and I didn't have the confidence at that point. So I went things worked out where I got a job with a company and worked for the company for a while. You know, I did my best, but it just wasn't something I really enjoyed, but it paid the bills. And it was project related work. So toward the end of the project, I read a book by Frank Becker on how I raised myself from failure to success in sales. And it was a very inspiring book. And plus I looked at how my dad, I mean, he made quite a bit of money, you know, talking with people he knew. So what I did is I ran into and I'm no longer with this company, but it's called National Agents Alliance. It was right before the mortgage market imploded or meltdown. And I saw a lot of people who were doing really well. It was a combination of selling insurance with mortgage leads. It was like network marketing. And I saw a lot of people, you know, they're buying qualified leads and they were doing really well, making good money. And so after I read that book by Frank Becker, I said, let me try this again. And I did that for about 3 years. And the leads were real expensive. It was like $22 a lead. And then I had to travel out of town. You had to call the people up, set up appointment. And the problem is people would buy the stuff, the insurance, and I would keep it very affordable, term insurance. But the company paid you an advancement. And if they canceled their insurance, you had to pay that advancement back. So, you know, when you throw in the money that you spend on, you know, 22 leads, I mean, not $22 a lead plus all the leads you buy, it got to be real expensive. And a lot of people they're buying homes they couldn't afford. So that really kind of took the wind out of my sail. You know, lost a lot of money. So I got back into the job force and, you know, I had a good paying job, but it was just a very toxic work environment. And so at the end of that job, I got back into network marketing and just wasn't going, I just wasn't there ready. My self-development level wasn't where I should have been. And that's where things have, you know, I've worked things out and I've been able to get some good mindset training and also doing some online marketing. So that's what brought me here. It's just like, hey, I look at the workforce, the work environment. It's everybody's a contractor. Even if you have a permanent job, you know, they're putting more on your plate and taking, you know, I had my per diem taken away from me. It was, you know, I was a traveler and just very toxic. But so I'm very glad to have the opportunity to be able to develop myself from a mindset, but also online skills so I can, so that's a little bit about me and why I'm here today.
Well, thank you, Toby, for sharing that. You know, it's funny how you come from all different backgrounds, but there's a reason why people connect and want to, you know, learn more about, you know, online marketing. And even it doesn't matter what stage you're in, it's good to share that kind of thing. So I don't know if Carl is on. I would like to bring up Carl if you're brave enough, if we can hear you. Carl, are you there? I can't see if he's muted.
I got him unmuted.
Okay. I don't know if Carl can speak.
He might not be hooked up.
He might not be. So we might not be hearing from Carl at the moment. But yeah, you know, if he does, you know, he can let us know. But I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to add, Christian, as far as you know, online and, you know, why people would want to go online, or we might just wrap it up or open it up to
I mean,
topics.
no, I don't really think I have anything else that jumps out at me other than, I mean, one thing I didn't mention is, of course, working online, you know, you do work from your seat, and I'm used to that. And as I mentioned earlier, you know, when you do have another job, last thing I want to do is go running around working like really hard at it, you know, like Toby was talking about, you know, visiting your prospects and everything is not something I wanted to do. So by doing it online, buying your leads online, which is a lot less than $22 a lead,
I was gasping when I heard that. I'm like, oh my God, leads cost that much? Holy cow.
I mean, I'll just throw out some numbers. I've got 700 people on my list. I built that up for YouTube, some social marketing as far as going online, talking to people a little bit. But the majority, I've done some paid advertising, but I'm building up my business to the point where you can pay for the advertising. And I'll just leave this little tip if you guys don't know it already. I think Toby might know it. Jerry might know it too. I don't know. Call. I haven't heard from you yet, but it is a numbers game, guys. So 700 people, I might get, I might get like 10, 15 people opening my emails. And out of those, I'll get some signups. I probably get 5 to 10 signups a day without paid traffic. And when I do a paid traffic campaign, it increases a little bit for a while. And then out of those people, okay, who actually go look at your business, they sign up on your list. Out of those people, not everyone is going to sign up right away. And out of that percent that signs up, even those who sign up are not going to actually do the business because it takes work to do a business.
Yeah.
He knows. Jerry's doing it. Toby, you guys. Every single day, I'm doing something on my business, putting out 1 or 2 videos, sending out emails to my growing list, putting together funnels. Always doing something every single day. So it takes effort. It takes persistence, and not everyone can, will hang that long. Is what I'm trying to say. They give up before it starts to grow.
Yeah.
So what I'm talking about is a small percent of people are going to do it, and even a smaller percent of those are going to hang out to the end. So what does that mean? If you're not getting the results you need more numbers. Okay. Yeah. So my goal is to put out, thousands of contacts out there every single, week. Okay. Rob Fraser, he does $500 plus per funnel, and he does 4 or 5 funnels. So he spends around $10,000 a month on paid advertising, and he uses money from his business. So that's the model I'm following. And just where I want to leave that is that I'm building a business that builds itself and does not rely on my pocketbook because I don't have any money anyway. So.
And I can share a little bit of my numbers as far as like what my leads and stuff. I've been doing this for 3 years. And in my main list, which is in Aweber at the moment, I have about 8,200 people, and I've done several purges. So I've gotten rid of thousands and thousands. So I've had it at some point more than that. But out of those 8,200 people, on average, and I send an email almost every day, and with a video, I personalize things. I follow the same strategy Christian does. I would say roughly 300 to 400 people a day will open the email. Okay, so that's out of 8,200 people. And then out of those people who actually open the email, I get maybe 30 to 50 people like clicks. So people actually click on the link in my email and actually open the presentation. And so it is definitely a numbers game. And again, I don't know the percentages, but those are just my numbers on average. Christian, you're going to do it, you're doing it live. But yeah, I mean, but it is all numbers. And the key is just being consistent. You know
what's funny? I have to throw this in there, is that around 3% is what you're getting at 8,000, whatever it was. I did it real quick. So, okay. But that's around what I'm getting as well. Okay. With my small list of 700, I'm getting around the same percent. And that just proves my point. Mm-hmm. If you're not getting the results you need more numbers. Mm-hmm. When it has 8,400, whatever it is, I'm sure her goal is to be 50, 60, 100,000. Mm-hmm. And you're going to hit that level, okay? When you send out your emails, people are going to sign up and you're going to make money, right?
Yeah. And it's just all about connection. I mean, your emails, your videos, your social media posts, that's what's going to, all together, it's going to attract the people that you want. So I don't know if anyone else has anything else to share or if we want to wrap it up. I know it's getting close to ending time, and I actually have to sing at church this evening. So I don't know if you guys know any of your numbers and you wanted to throw those out there for the next few. I would say we have about 5 minutes left.
I've unmuted everybody, so.
You've unmuted. Okay. I don't know if you have numbers you wanted to share, like Jerry. I know you've been building a list. So I don't know if you have anything to share.
No, I got very few people on the list. I think there's 6 or 7 of them there
Okay.
so far. But and by the way, 2 of those have come in from a banner ad on leased ad space.
Nice. Good.
And
And you just don't know. Sometimes, you know, quick and easy, and then other times it takes forever. I mean, Toby, I don't know if you do any tracking or if you have a list or how you go about your business. You know, I don't know that much about your list building.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't have that right now, but something I wanted to share that I read studying a class last night on, it might be a little bit different subject, but on it kind of did, how you mentioned how you were purging your list. And the lady in her class, she was saying how important it is to know who your ideal client is, get in their mind, and by narrowing your focus, you get more results.
Yep.
You know, when you really focus on the right people because you speak their language, and they say, "Hey, this person knows me." And so, but yeah, y'all are ahead of me with the list building. I just, but anyway, I just wanted to share that as far as the copy. You know.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good to know, because I mean, that's exactly what I do. I basically look at, you know, the people I've purged have either never opened up an email or they haven't opened up an email in forever, and they're just obviously not interested.
Yeah, that's what Sandy says. Sandy Kurkowski, she said, you know, she comes to a new company and she helps purge things. And sometimes you have to do that. It's just good.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got on the screen Click Magic, and you can use any program. I just happen to use this one. But when it comes to tracking, you want to track, obviously. I've got 171 clicks, but 92 unique clicks today. Okay. And so you can come in and you can actually track all of your programs. I've got them by groups. I've got 8,400 clicks on that page, 87. So like 12,000 clicks on here for about the last 2 months. It just gives you an idea of how each program, the source where it comes from. So you guys want to do something like that if you're not doing it already. So just throw that out there.
And with that being said, what we'll share each week is that even if you're watching this in a replay, if you had any value from this, please feel free to share this with others. I mean, because others may see this and say, oh, wow, and they may be thinking about starting an online business. And we're here to encourage people to do that. And we want to help people along the way. So if anyone invited you to this, or if you care to share this with others, we encourage you to do that. Always get back to the person that invited you. We always say that because we do have, you know, a strategy group on Facebook, and we also have a blog. And the way to get there is to actually connect with one of us. You know, the way to actually be part of this, like, you know, Toby connected with Dahl from our group, Jerry connected with me. So there's a way to get it connected in there. And we want to make sure that if you're seeking this type of community, that, you know, you let us know. All right. So with that, we wish you a great, if you celebrate Easter, we wish you a happy Easter and a wonderful week ahead. And we will see you next Saturday. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Have a good night, weekend.
All right. We'll catch you in the next one.